Take us into our last one here, and if USG take this one away, Jason, I'm definitely going to chalk this one up as an upset. We've seen a lot from Snake and not a lot from USG, and that might skew perspective somewhat here, but still, Snake would definitely be kicking themselves to drop a game at this point.
Yeah, let's see, we're going to be having them on the defense, USG going to be on the attack, and look at this, Diffuse on Mercy, Pepper on Pharah, as well as Snake responding with one of their own, and they do have the triple tank setup, but they don't have an Ana. So they have a Winston who can jump in towards the back lines to take down a Mercy. Problem is, Mercy's going to be able to play on the higher ground because of the Pharah. Let's see how this first attack goes.
That's bizarre, the lack of Ana here on the defense
side. Turn around, Reinhardt!
We'll see. Yeah, Pepper just going to be able to do that. Pepper him from the behind. Not really being focused down at all here. Mengmal gets onto with Defuse early, so that's already the jump in of the Winston to get rid of the backline player in Defuse. King and Pepper, both of them sort of being unchecked at this stage. We're trying to see if Pepper can actually make anything happen. He's looking for the Zenyatta across the other side here. But somehow, he's going to be able to stay alive. Fate just keeping himself away. And Pepper, not achieving much considering he hasn't really been looked at all. The rest of Snake are actually just taking down his teammates and then dealing with him. It's kind of actually what happened to Snake on their attacking push from Dorado more often.
I mean, considering how much freedom Pepper had, I'm surprised he didn't pick up more kills. You saw him try to push into Fate on the Zenyatta, but Fate hit him with a headshot with a Discord orb onto him and backed away. He's at 50 HP, he couldn't commit to the attack again, and Key is still going to be sticking to the Pharah. We're on the side of USG, Pepper's going to be doing the same, and AKTM, I mean, I didn't even see him in that last attack. I'm not sure what happened to him.
I do have to wonder why Fate's not actually playing the Ana in this case. It's interesting. But here we go, Vader making a switch over towards Divas. That didn't take too much convincing. Still double take, but they're still trying to play with the Pharah Mercy and the Genji. So I guess the Genji wants to dive in here with the composition, of course, the D.Va involved in that. Let's see if this works out, though. Nano Boost already coming into the equation here. There's going to be AKTM with the Dragon Blade, but those are two chunky targets. It's hard to cut through them. AKTM does eventually find Pungo, but now has to deal with the Roadhog in front of him. If he gets both of these, he's well and truly done his job, but he's going to stop short.
Diffuse, he died, he got taken down. He didn't have the res available, but he could have potentially had it if he was able to stall for a little bit longer. Pepper's able to take down another kill, and he's finally going to fall himself as Mengmal's able to get on top of him. The D.Va's not going to really be able to do too much to this Winston, especially in this Combo Rage form. And Snake, looks like they're going to hold yet again.
It's an easy way to ruin a paint job there. That mech's going to need a touch-up after Mengmal's done with it. And that's the second time Mengmal's been able to pick off Diffuse the Mercy for USG early on in the fight. Only 85% on that ultimate. The Mercy is not really giving value to USG right now because she's dying so early in these fights.
Yeah,
and it happens, right? But it's still not ideal.
It shouldn't happen unless there's like a McCree on the other side or a soldier, something to spam you down while you're in the air. All they really have is Key, which you can easily, not easily dodge, but you have the ability to dodge since you can glide. You have Mengmal who can jump onto, yes, but you have Pepper, or you have Pepper to help you get away if you need to. But let's see. I mean, Snake have been able to put up a formidable defense. They're holding onto the high ground towards this side, so they can't be pressured again by USG, who switched back over to the Reinhardt.
Yeah, it looks like actually Q was interrupted there quite quickly. Yes, she gets taken down, and Vader's going to push in there as an attempt at a barrage that didn't quite work out. Self-destruct available for Vader, but he wants to try and focus now on towards Fate. Get him off the map, and the Zenyatta does fall, but it was to Navani's hand. USG making a bit more progress this time around, and now they're just cleaning up the scraps. But Vader is desuited. Now has to go up against the big monkey on his own, but he gets the self-destruct in. Enough damage on towards Mengmal with the Bunny Blaster to send him packing after the fact. But now 700, got to get the whole hog ticking away to try and push Vader back, but there's still so many people. AKTM on the point now, and it is USG able to reinforce in numbers, while Snake are scrambling to catch up.
He bought so much time, and he survives. The point still being contested by the Reinhardt, who's be sitting very closely to his team, as Ponge is going to be trying to keep there. But Pepper takes down actually Key, who have both switched over now to the McCrees. They've ditched the Pharahs. That hook to come in doesn't take down Ana. How does nobody not die from that?
Big position for a Deadeye here, but the bubble was still up, and Pepper couldn't cut through it. Ponge going to come back on towards it, and Snake seems to be holding on. 700 on the Roadhog here. Eventually manages to find Sparky, and USG, they're sent back to the pavilion, and now it's back to the drawing board as well.
700.
16 seconds remaining.
He held on so well there, and the D.Va is actually still being committed by Vader here. I think he's going to have to switch away from this one. No, they're going to go for it because they have no time to work with. Now Pepper on the Tracer being forced to switch just to touch the point to keep it in contention. But look what Snake has. More ultimates ready to go.
Stunned up. He gets taken down at the point. He couldn't get into it overtime, but it does get triggered there. He wasn't quite able to keep it going, but now 700 is going to get the whole hog going through. It's a Transcendence over on the point. You can see he's getting focused down here as AKTM actually manages to get away with that one. It's a reflect back towards 700 to pick him up. Now Punge responds on towards AKTM. That's the Genji down. Key trying to stay alive. It's going to be the Dodo coming out. He's focused on towards Diffuse, and he'll get him here. Snake are holding up in the heat like a fish stick. They hold this point through, and USG are nowhere to be seen. It's just the Tracer of Pepper. He's eventually cut down by Fate of all people. And it's a full hold on the first point for Snake, and that is definitely going to be tough to deal with.
So many great individual plays across the board there for Snake too. Mengmal on the wins at the beginning, able to somehow pick off Diffuse. And Pepper so many times on the Mercy Pharah combo, which should be one of the hardest things to do as Winston, is hit people in the air. All you can do is just jump and hope that you get lucky that they land somewhere near you. And I don't know what was going on with USG there. They just could not pick up kills. They had great positioning. You saw Punge in the beginning. He was facing towards the doorway, trying to prevent people from coming in, but he was taking so much damage from Pepper from behind.
Yeah. And yet Pepper's not killed in that moment. He actually flies around the point for another minute almost.
And doesn't get anything.
Still didn't get anything done.
And there's no McCree to challenge him. It was just a Zen. It's not just a Zen. I can't say that because there was a Pharah. There was a Pharah Zen, but you have to give credit to that Zen player to constantly keep that Discord orb on him, not allow Pepper to feel comfortable. And now they have to look at this. How are we going to hold? They just did this basically to Snake on Dorado, not letting him get the first point at all, holding them into the underpass. And now they're the ones that have to do the same to defend him here off again.
Well. That man on the screen there, 700. Saw him play the Roadhog in this particular game. And yeah, he's a man of many talents. I've seen him over quite a few different roles there, but been solid in general there from Snake, and that's what they need. That's how they need to recover from that last map. I mean, to be fair, the hybrid maps has been really interesting to see how they played out across this series. Obviously, we started off with King's Row, where not much was really done over the first point, which is maybe no surprise to us, but yeah, I have to wonder sometimes about these compositions as well. Like we're seeing Triple Tank Noana actually worked out for Snake. They brought in the Zenyatta for Fake instead, and he was good enough in that role to sort of not bother anyone with the lack of, I guess, nano boost or that rapid healing over towards the tanks that you offer.
The thing is, there was a nano boost on the side of USG. It was put onto Genji every time, and Genji, I know it's not too harsh, but he had no chance to take down the people he was attacking.
He was trying to kill a Reinhardt and a Roadhog.
Yeah, and he killed the Reinhardt, yes, but your ultimate's 6 seconds long, and it took him 6 seconds to kill the Reinhardt. So that's what's going to happen in that kind of situation. And now Snake on the attack. They're running with the Pharah. They have the Mercy. They have Fate again. Going to be on Ana this time. And USG, they're going to be holding strong with 4 tanks.
Triple tank Ana plus Pharmacy.
This is reunited, basically. USG, 4 tanks, 2 supports. But let's see what they can do.
The big knockoff! Nicely done! Vader goes flying there. Good opening, and that's what you're looking for in that Pharah coming in with the concussive blast. Well placed. Fate able to get on towards Sparky's ball, and everyone just gangs the heck up on towards Pepper. A big opening for Snake, and they could have this one done and dusted. Another one over the edge. Oh, Navani got up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, and maybe wish he didn't get up at all. Either way, Snake controlling this point now, and it's just a Fuse trying to stay alive. But again, he'll be pushed right on out. And that point now going to be solidly contested by Snake. And where's the reinforcements going to come from? I don't think USG are going to get here in time. You can see Key trying to keep himself in a good position. Already though, Sparky runs on towards the point. The Reinhardt wants to stall.
He's trying to stall, but Key's just not being dealt with on the high ground. He's at 85% on his barrage array. They switch over to a soldier, and Key is still going ham. 2 more kills for this man. He's finally going to be taken, but there's the Riz! Snake!
Navani now trying to focus down on towards Fate in the backline, trying to deal with this Ana, but he still can't get towards it. Not enough damage being done for the Tracer in between those firsts, and eventually the focus is going to turn to Navani. He can only recall so many times, he can only blink so many occasions, and now just trying to stay safe behind this one, keep it contested, but Snake putting the foot down. They're going to control this point, they're going to take the map and the series. A solid push, and Key's Pharah definitely showing up there and showing USG how it's done.
And that's what we needed to see Pepper do on the attacking half of that map. He just was unable to hit the shots that Key just somehow was able to get the position to, and you have to look back to how the fight started. You're running 4 tanks, 2 supports, right? What happens off the get-go? Vader gets knocked off. Then they lose their Ana after that to concussive blast. So you cannot afford to lose a man so early on defense when it's a hybrid map like this, and when you have to defend that first point to successfully have a chance to throw into a remake of the map.
This was Isaiah coming in with the res there as well off the back of that fight, keeping Snake nice and healthy.
Who's up there to attack him? There's no one to challenge out on him. He got the perfect position, was able to heal from the high ground. They even used a nano boost on a Pharah there.
By that point, we already saw USG